Hello viewers and welcome. This is Adamantium, and today's video is going to be a rank 4 Gentle showcase. Now, Gentle may not be the most popular champion so far in 2025, but he's one of my favorites. With the proper setup and a decently high Sig level, I think he really starts to shine if you give him a chance. So let's talk about that setup. First of all, I'm going to look at stat focus here. Now, Gentle does not get any prowess in his kit, so special damage is a really good choice for him here. It also interacts quite favorably with his daunted mechanics that we'll talk about later. Now to the Relic. The Relic is extremely important to Gentle. Now you see I have the Gambit Relic up on the screen here. This is by far the best Relic to give Gentle to increase his damage. The most important part of that is this high stakes game rune. Now, you see 1800 damage on the screen. That doesn't sound like a lot, but Gentle almost triples his damage, his attack rating throughout the fight through Unstoppable, through Muscle Mass, and he also has a lot of Daunted that more than doubles his damage dealt during specials. This really adds up. On a rank 4 Gentle with a rank 3 Relic that I have here, this adds over 10,000 burst to every hit of a max ramp special 2. That's 4 hits, that's 40,000 damage from this Relic alone. And the last thing here before we get into the fights is his Sig Ability. I think his Sig Ability is very important, and the higher the better. The reason for that being, I think the number one complaint from most people about Gentle is the recoil damage that he takes on himself. Well, the Sig Ability all but nullifies that. So that's really important. Really high Sig, you're only going to lose up 2% health maybe if you don't kill the defender. And your specials are going to cost less power, so you're just able to throw your specials more quickly. You're able to make sure you have a special while Unstoppable is active. It just all flows a lot better. So that's why I really recommend as high a Sig as possible using Sig Stones if you have them. I think he's a great target. So let's get into the actual fights. Alright, first up here is Korg. Now, this is one rank lower here than my Gentle, so this is going to be fairly quick, but give me a little bit of time just to kind of set up the general rotation and gameplay loop you want to do here. So Gentle is all about throwing specials while you're unstoppable. You're going to get that every 15 combo. So you want to throw special 1 at 15 combo, which I'm about to here, and then special 2 at 30 combo, and that's going to end most fights. A little bit later in the video, we'll see sometimes you need to throw 2 special 1s like a lot of ramp-up champs, but most of the time, 1 special 1, 1 special 2, and it's over. So you're going to see here I'm going to throw my Striker at 29. That's going to give me a chance to reset my combo to make sure I get to that special with Unstoppable active. I also did a little bit of a counterpunch mechanic there to kind of reset my combo again. Some tricks like that will really help you get that extra power to close out the fight. So throwing that special 2 while Unstoppable is gonna end that fight there. So next fight we're gonna go to is a Bullseye. So Gentle is pretty much designed for Bullseye. So gonna have a couple Bullseyes in this video. This meta is going to have some additional power gain through that Inexorable, and it's going to have, I think, like a Power Snack. So going to have to bait a few more specials than I normally do. I'm definitely going to take some hits to the face in this video. This is a Gentle video, not an Adamantium skill video. So we're gonna, after we get that special 1 off, it's gonna be a common theme throughout this video here. We're just gonna try to get our way up to special 2 with Unstoppable. Now you're gonna notice some other Unstoppable pop up in this video. We're gonna in this fight. We're going to talk about that a little bit later in the video. We're actually going to use that to our advantage. In this particular fight, I'm not using it. So I could have tried to throw a special 2 there, but I wasn't totally anticipating that to happen. It's if the defender purifies or they're stun immune, he gets an additional Unstoppable. We're not going to use that in this fight. We're just going to go for a regular full Unstoppable and end the fight there with special 2. Decent score there, 48,000. I did leave a little bit of points on the table getting hit in the face, but that's going to be a common theme here. This is a Gentle showcase, not a Adam is good at BG showcase. Alright, next up, Yelena Belova. Yes, Gentle takes Yelena Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. So because Gentle applies a Daunted, he's already kind of in that class of champions that's a good counter for Yelena. Now if I could get on my soapbox for a second, Gentle is currently the only champion in the game that applies Daunted and also relies on a large attack increase. So actually being capped to 100% instead of just unlimited hurts him, and hurts him only. So Yelena, for some reason that I don't understand, is targeting Gentle specifically in her kit, and I don't understand that, but that's okay. Let's move back into the fight. So we're going to dex a special 2. In the future, I'd probably throw a special 1 here. Okay, I'd probably just ramp with 2 special 1s and then finish the fight with a special 2, because Yelena is essentially like a Photon, a Sasquatch, you know, either huge health pool champs or like a Jean Grey, force field or inequity, something that's reducing your damage or making it hard to kill. And in those cases, like many ramp up champs, you throw 2 special 1s. But you'll see here, I'm just going to go for a second special 2 to finish this fight in just about a minute. Again, 2 special 1s instead would have saved a bar of power, but you can see that went very smooth. Power gain meta, 49,000, 65 seconds. It's not going to get a whole lot cleaner than that. So yes, Gentle is a great Yelena counter. Alright, next fight here is going to be a rank 4 Onslaught. Now, I think Gentle is a great Onslaught counter. I definitely try to use this matchup whenever possible. He's very reliable for me. Now, he doesn't have anything to answer Onslaught's kit specifically, you know, like the Neuro Shocks and, you know, reverse controls, crush, any of that. So you kind of just have to play Onslaught, but Onslaught has negative physical resistance. So the massive damage that Gentle is already doing is just going to be magnified versus Onslaught here. So I've already thrown my special 1. Now it's just work up to special 2 and the fight's over. Accidental striker there. That was cool. You're going to notice there goes some power gain. Unexpected special 2, so just got to watch out for those things. You're going to notice here I'm not going to be able to line up that special 2. Now I didn't want to try that counterpunch trick because of crush and onslaught and all that. So I didn't even really have unstoppable there, and it doesn't matter. 48 seconds, 49 seconds. Next fight here is Sinister. Now I'm going to do a couple fights in here that are just kind of funny, or just to show what his damage can overcome. This is not a matchup I'm going to reach for. This is not a Gentle is a fantastic Sinister counter, especially not when you get hit in the face like that. But it's just to show, I mean, he has massive, massive damage. I hope if you take nothing else away from this video that you see, wow, Gentle does a ton of damage. So I had concussion there, so I didn't get unstoppable. So that was not cool. Probably could have waited that out or something, but you know, I'm just trying to punch him to death here, regardless of the healing. So we're going to throw our first special 2 here. I'll take some degen, no big deal. I'm just going to take him from about 76% health down to 35% health. I kind of wish I crit less on that, to be honest. At this point, we've probably killed Sinister like 2 times over, but he's healed through most of that. So we're just going to work up to one more special 2 here to end the fight. Okay, I'm not even trying to line up Unstoppable. I mean, it does plenty of damage. So I obviously took damage from degen there, but 61 seconds is pretty cool to take down Sinister without stopping any of his healing. All right, next up is a Jean Grey. I do like Gentle for Jean Grey. His damage just kind of overcomes her shield, and you can get her down pretty quick, considering the shield, the exhaustions, you know, the kind of stalling taxes that she has here. So we're starting out the fight, you know, very common theme here. We're going to throw this special 1 with an unstoppable. Okay, and we're just going to kind of play her game. We're still in the power gain meta here, so everything is slowed down accordingly due to all the extra specials that you got to bait. I may, in the future, again, similar to one of the earlier fights, in the future I would probably add 2 special 1s here, because the shield, it's going to come back at some point and interrupt our damage. So if I could just kind of extend the ramp for 1 more bar of power here, get a little bit more damage in before the special 2, that'd probably be good, because you're going to see here this doesn't quite finish her off, but we're close. So that takes her down to under 20%. We're going to combo here into a striker, and it should be over for some reason, I stop attacking and then just get hit. So that was pretty interesting, but you know, added a few seconds, took off some health. This score, I don't like playing the shoulda, coulda, woulda game, but you know, that score should be up near the high 48,000s, if not close to 49,000, which is, I think, a great score for rank 14. All right, a couple more Battlegrounds fights here. The next one up is a Spider-Woman. Similar to the Mr. Sinister, Gentle is not a Spider-Woman counter. Another one of those, let's just see what happens with the amount of damage that I can do here. It doesn't go super great because of all these evades, and again, power gain is really, like any champion, really going to slow him down. So here we go. We're going to throw our first special 1, trying to push her to special 2, which luckily I was able to do in this fight pretty consistently. She didn't want to throw special 1 in a block, which was kind of surprising. But we're going to bait another special 2 here. We're about to get to 30 with Unstoppable, but you know, with all these evades and the ensnare, you know, you're not going to be able to line that stuff up. So I also only have 11 daunted there. I just got my 12th. I go to hit special 2, and she evades it. So and then gets me a couple times there just for good measure. So again, a little bit of like, oh man, what could have been there? That would have actually been a decent score against her. Maybe if I could like line up with the Relic instead or something. I would still, if I absolutely had to do this matchup, I'd try something like that. But here you go. I'll finish it with this special 2 instead. So you know, I had to go 2 full extra bars of power there just to get her down because that unlucky evade. But that's how it goes with evade champs. But yeah, his damage when you can land that special 2. I mean, took out the majority of her health. Here's a Photon. Now, another matchup, which is very, very tricky. Now, this one, it's kind of in between I wouldn't recommend this, I wouldn't normally do this, and it actually kind of works. So, one more time. Power gain meta. That's gonna hurt him, especially with Photon, a champion where you really don't want to take specials into your block. In the times in the fight, you're going to have to block these specials. So I'm just going to bait special 1 like constantly in this fight. I am going to throw the 2 special 1s in this ramp. Okay, I did get hit there. Luckily, I was unstoppable. But you know, I've already lost 15% of my health now. Kind of trying to wait that out. I just got enough time there so I could dex this next special 1. Trying to dex it at very low power because of all this power gain. But I'm going to go throw my second special 1 here because I'm trying to line up so that the special 2 just ends the fight. Okay, so as long as I can get to a special 2, which really, if I can get if I know I can hit 30 combo, then I'm good. Okay, so let's see what I can do here. So I know right here, I know I'm like a 5-hit combo away and I'm good. So I'm just going to go for it. Go for my 5-hit combo. I know I'm going to be unstoppable, and it's going to be plenty of damage with overkill there. So again, not to play the coulda, shoulda, woulda game. That's a decent score for Photon in this meta, to be honest. But a meta where she's not gaining a ton of extra power, it's good. She doesn't have extra physical resistance, so it's an option to just land that big nuke and take her down. All right, this is a fun one. 555,000 health, over 500,000 health on this Sasquatch here. Biggest health pool in the game. Gentle's going to take him down. So this fight was recorded like many of the others here in a power gain meta. So start off with a cheeky little intercept there. What we're going to do is we're going to try to push him to special 2 on this fight just because it's a little easier to counter. I'm going to throw this special 1, same kind of ramp up as we always do. Now, because it's Sasquatch and we're fighting over 500,000 health here, I am going to throw a second special 1 when I can get to 30 combo. Do a little reparry there, so I'm going to let him throw this special 2. He's probably going to get some power. There you go. So I really need to let him throw this. I'm going to throw my second special 1 here. As you can see, this is going to get me up to my 12 daunted. So from this point, I'm just going to get to my special 2. One thing I'm going to use in this fight that I've alluded to a couple times is the stun immune ability here. So Sasquatch goes in a wrap there. When the opponent goes stun immune, Gentle gets a free unstoppable opening outside of the combo meter. So I'm going to use that here. Go right in my special 2. Don't know why I didn't finish that combo, and I also had a striker. But I guess don't argue with results, as they say. So took him down from, I think it was like 56% health there. So over half his health, massive health pool. Got to give an emote to B here because he's the man. Watch his channel if you don't already. Alright, I'm showing the Masteries page because most of these Masteries are going to be using the Recoil Masteries. Now, Gentle might be the best Recoil champion in the game because he does not benefit from the Recoil Mastery. Which just means he does not sacrifice that 10% health when he activates specials. This Mastery just adds Daunted Potency and unlocks Double Edge and Liquid Courage. So he gets Double Edge and Liquid Courage, gets those attack bonuses, doesn't get the additional recoil or attack bonus from recoil, to be fair, but he does get Daunted Potency. So we're still going back to his Sig ability. He's still only taking like 2% of his health after a maximum ramped up special attack, and he can get the benefits of those Liquid Courage Double Edge Masteries. Now, you could even go completely safe with this and not use the Liquid Courage. Gentle's bleed immune, so you could really have significant benefit from Recoil Masteries with zero downside with Gentle. Now, I'm using Poison because this is a showcase and I just want to get silly with it, and we are definitely going to see some silly damage. So let's get into these war fights. Alright, first war fight here. Ebb and Flow Knockdown, Obstinate Charge. You're going to see Obstinate Charge come up a few times. This is a great node for Gentle because it makes the defender stun immune, as we've seen a couple times. That's super useful utility. I think they also tried to purify the stun, but either way, there you go. Unstoppable right at the start of the fight. Try not to hit him too much here because of the reverberation. But you can see that it's a pretty short cooldown as well. So we're just going to kind of use that to our advantage. Whenever he charges at us with Obstinate Charge up, it's free, indestructible, and unstoppable. So that's pretty cool. Going to try not to like kill myself on this reverberation. Gentle does have pretty massive physical resistance, but it's only after special 2, and fights are typically not lasting long beyond special 2. So at this point, I mean, this fight's over. I'm just waiting for Ebb and Flow to come back. Going to do a little knockdown here. I'm also going to wait out Reverberation because I just know that I know a couple things here. I'm going to do massive damage. I don't want to kill myself. And I can get my free Unstoppable at any point there. So we're going to take him from about 75,000 all the way down. Last hit there being 150,000 combined burst, which is silly. Just absolutely silly. So we got a heavy hitter Mantis up next with another Ebb and Flow Knockdown. Now, I mean, Gentle has no business doing this fight. Other than this being a skilled defender, there's absolutely no reason Gentle should be here. I don't really even know if I can sneak in a hit after that heavy. I typically don't take this node. I'm going to try a couple times, and it's going to go terribly. She's going to special intercept me there too. So, it's a great showcase video here because it's like, look what this champion can overcome with how bad the player is behind the phone screen here. So, I'm down to 37%, and I barely just got my first special 1 off. Oh, she's gonna just, I'm just gonna drop block, no big deal. I think I'm still gonna try to punish this heavy. I'm gonna get parried. So I'm down to like 5% health. I just need to throw a special at this point to get some spacing, which is fine. So this is just hilarious. This has gone about as bad as it can possibly go. I'm gonna go ahead and throw. What am I gonna do here? I think I'm gonna do a heavy here. Yeah, I'm going to do a heavy here just to get rid of that Ebb and Flow because I know I'm about to hit 15 combo and the fight's over because I'm going to do like 180,000 damage in one hit of my special 2. So, yeah, that's, it kind of doesn't matter how bad it goes if you can get to that special 2. I should also note these fights aren't fully boosted. This is all off-season. I'm kind of just taking the fights that are available to me. And I'm not wasting boosts, so no mutant boosts, only the minor like expiring boosts that are in my inventory that I wouldn't normally use. So here's another fight. Mangog, same node I think, or no, similar node with the Obstinate Charge, and this one tactic defender, but I mean this is admittedly a fairly weak tactic, so I'm going to use that Obstinate Charge for a heavy opening there. It's pretty cool. I mean the ways you can use that Unstoppable is pretty cool. A few things you can do. I show like the counter punch type thing, kind of extending your combos, free heavy openings, pretty cheeky little utility there. So we're going to throw the special 1 with our Unstoppable. He's just going to throw this into my block. I don't care. I do have the Fury from Ebb and Flow here, which is cool. Now I did get hit at some point. I must have let my block up too soon at some point, but I'm going to get this down. My heavy's 2 hits, so I'll make sure I'm not at 15 yet. Now I am. Get the Unstoppable, and again 160,000 damage there when I crit. I'll make a note about a special too, which I think is really cool. All 4 hits are equal. You do not have to bank on that big final hit there. So that's really cool. I like to see that. It's not like all one big cash out hit. And he does have close to 70% crit chance during that attack, so 2 crits is not uncommon. So here I've talked so much that I've already missed a big mistake. Pretty typical. So here's another heavy hitter node. Again, Gentle has absolutely no way to counter heavy hitter. As you can see, I do very terribly on these nodes. Now I'm going to, there you go, he was a little nice to me there, to be honest, but I mean, I'm down to 25% and the fight's barely started. I still have like 2 health bars of Nick Fury to take down, but that's all right. You know, even with the amount of specials I have to throw in this fight, you know, I'm not going to kill myself from recoil. You know, this is why I say the Sig is so important. I'm not going to get hurt too much from that recoil. I mean, look at that. I don't even notice any health difference there. I think it was at like 22% both before and after I did that. I took down his entire health bar with the first one there. Wow, got pretty lucky there as well. The rest of this is kind of, you know, he's going to tick down, but I'm going to have to get another special off, obviously, to really kill him. Now, Nick Fury is stun immune in his second life. If you're playing Gentle, you're going to start like hunting stun immunity. It's like really supercharges him. I mean, to get access to that Unstoppable like anytime you want, I mean, look at that. Use it there for intercepts. It's just extremely powerful to really just kind of let you control the fight. So I'm going to go and finish this combo here, get him a striker. I wanted him to dash at me there so that I could you know, trigger that Unstoppable one more time. I would have been indestructible too, so I wasn't even worried about my low health, but kind of threw special on my block. No big deal. Got the special anyways. Barely took him down. Next fight here, Black Panther Civil War. This is I see this placement fairly often. This one's tricky because you don't want to let him heal too much by dashing to avoid his specials, but I'm just not going to care about any of that, to be honest. We're just going to power through it. Now, I'm not going to trigger his healing, but I'm just going to block everything because Gentle is pretty tanky. So here you go, just going to block that, not a huge problem, okay? And then I'm just going to do kind of my typical rotation here. Now, Black Panther also has that stun kind of reflect and tries to reflect it back on you. That is something Gentle likes to see. So again, stun immunity, stun reflect, those are just really fun things to chase. So here I'm like trying to get him to play ball, trying to get him to throw this. There we go, finally does. And I just kind of figure, you know what? It's probably just going to end this without having to worry about Unstoppable. I mean, I'm already doing so much damage to him, so I just throw it without Unstoppable, and it's just not even close to being an issue. So, you know, another rank on that Black Panther would not have mattered at all. So here, Lumatrix, Bubble Shield, Scared Stiff. I mean, these are more nodes that Gentle has no business taking, no tools to deal with. And on top of it all, he's being controlled by a person, myself, who is just awful at Lumatrix and really has a faint grasp on his mechanics to begin with. So I'm going to just continually forget how this game works throughout this fight. I'm going to take just so many hits and weird little evades there. Now, something else Lumatrix also does is he reduces the ability accuracy of like those burst effects from Gentle, so that's pretty annoying because that's like a lot of his damage. But okay, I'm going to punish that heavy because I'm not very smart. I'll probably do it again before this fight's over because I forget. But here what I'm doing is, you can see my muscle mass is very low because the flow of this fight is just very bad, so I can't, you know, keep up the pauses. I can't keep those muscle masses up, so that's really bad. That's just not a good time. I'm just going to throw the special 2 anyways, because I'm noticing that like it's not working. Let's just throw a special 2. I'm very low muscle mass. You saw that was only like, what, 30 plus 15, barely 45,000. There you go, I do it again. Barely 45,000 damage per hit there. It's very low for Gentle, but I'm just going to throw another one. At this point, he's almost dead. I'll throw a special 1 here to finish it off. Notice that special 1 had 7,000 burst damage. So all 3 hits, there would have been like 20,000 burst damage. Gentle special 1 does not have burst damage. That's all from the Gambit Relic. So both your special 1 and special 2 get those nice bursts, and special 1 doesn't even have any to begin with. So again, Gambit Relic, very, very, very cool. Here is, I believe, the second Bullseye of the video. This is going to be a fairly quick fight here on this node. You know, there's Unstoppable here, fight or flight. So that is something else you kind of want to hunt as Gentle. Any way you can get Unstoppable. We've already talked about how important that ability is for Gentle, and it works on nodes. So his kit is not specifying his personal Unstoppables, which is really cool. He pauses like from the node there, from fight or flight, which currently have that in a BG meta right now, which is pretty cool. But he pauses it in his own, he pauses the node version here. It also increases his attack. Like, he uses that very well. So definitely hunt those types of things as well. So what I'm going to do here is I'm unstoppable, so I'm just going to throw this special before that fight or flight comes back, because I know I can take like 70% of Bullseye's health in one special. 42 seconds. Recoils is just insane on this champion. Now, Gentle versus Attuma is a very interesting matchup, and you can use one of Gentle's abilities that we've seen a couple times. You can use it in a very creative way. So I didn't come up with this by any means, but when the opponent purifies, it triggers that Unstoppable and Indestructible that we've seen. It's got a relatively short cooldown. So you can just do the fight this way and have most of your hits land while you are indestructible. So I don't take any Thorns damage from Attuma. Now, I think I first saw this on like one of Trappy's Battlegrounds video. So it's a pretty cool strategy. Now, I'm very terrible with making good use of it in this video, because it's like the first time I really tried it. But you can see it goes very smooth. Now, in terms of like a Battleground speed type situation, I don't know how great it is. I mean, again, you know, Trappy did it in a Battlegrounds match. You see there, drop your special 2 when you have that Indestructible, and you just don't take a lot of damage back. You could do it way more efficiently than I'm doing in this fight as well. But yeah, it's just super cool utility here. Gentle's obviously massive damage, but he does have some other tricks to deal with some other things out there. Okay, I think I'm going to do one more here. I'm just going to end the fight. Even though I'll take a little bit of reflect here, because the Indestructible will end. There you go on that last hit. But yeah, who cares? He's gone, right? Okay, almost to the end here. Here's some more nodes that Gentle has absolutely no way to deal with. So we got Arc Overload there, we got some healing coming in, and there's just nothing I can do here except damage. I'm going to come into this fight with 62% health, because again, it's off season, trying to not use too much stuff here. But so armor is going to slow down our damage. The regen obviously is going to undo a lot of the damage we do. But let's just see what Gentle does here. Okay. Bait out that special 1. I'm going to try to get an intercept. There we go, so that I can throw that special 1 while unstoppable. Okay, so that's nice. I'm starting to get ramped up here. I still have a few more muscle mass to go, but kind of hoping that I get those by the time I get to special 2. Notice here that pretty much all my damage has been undone. I throw that striker before 30 combo so it doesn't run out. Use that little counter punch mechanic and take off 60% of his health with that special 2. Okay, he would pretty much have healed back up to full. So at this point, he's almost dead. Now, I did use the counterpunch mechanic there, and because I threw special 2, I have massive physical resistance, so the ruptures are just kind of being an extra heal from here, which is nice. And I'm just now noticing that I did not have recoils for this fight. I think I took them off for some of these recordings. I believe the Attuma, actually, I didn't have recoils either. But there you go. Another special 2. Go ahead and close out this fight. Just power through the healing, essentially, is the plan on this one. And next, the penultimate fight of this showcase video. So this one here, I mean, I saved the best for close to last here. Hazard Shift, Coldsnap, Bleed, Conflictor. This is probably, I mean, I was most impressed by this. I've already said, you know, he's a good Onslaught counter. But, you know, rank 4 Onslaught with Hazard Shift when you only have half the immunities and Conflictor, so he's gaining more power. I mean, this is a tough fight. And I decided to make it tougher by doing an accidental parry like 10 seconds into the fight. So why is that a problem? Well, Onslaught, if you have that daunted that you get from a parry, it turns off your willpower. I'm running recoils. I kind of really want my willpower to make any of these debuffs I get, if I do happen to get a cold snap, not terrible. And the poison not kill me, and the organic magnetism, and the crush, and, you know, so I don't have willpower, and I mean, I assume that he's got despair and inequity, so this is just not a great start. Kind of a race against the clock here. So what we're going to do here is we're going to try to hit into bleed as much as possible. Of course, he's throwing his specials during bleed and not doing anything during cold snap, so that's definitely not what I want to see. So here we go. We're going to have to block a couple hits there. Going to hit into bleed. Thank goodness that intercept actually worked. Right here I see a good opportunity to line up a special 2. So I'm going to go for it. I don't get all the crits, but that's okay. I'm ready to dex that special 2. Now I did run power backs on this one. It's kind of a challenge in my alliance to just really make sure that I could solo this fight. Super cool. Nice little dex light intercept there by him. Great move. But didn't ruin my fight here. There we go. Got the big crit when it was massive overkill. But there you go. That fight, hugely impressive in my opinion. Had to take the screenshot there to share with my ally because that just worked very well. So final fight here, going to be a Bullseye War Boss. I do not have recoils on for this one. I think I have a couple small boosts here. And a white Magneto, you know, throwing everything at the final boss typically. But yeah, not the biggest boosts, and I don't believe I'm using mutant boosts either. But yeah, we're just going to go in here, no recoils on this one, just to kind of give you an idea of, well, what if you don't like recoil? What if you don't have them unlocked yet, or any other reason to not use them, and see what it looks like. Yeah, so I'm just going to let this play out here in the background. It's going to be a decently long fight. You know, Bullseye gets physical resistance. The Node obviously gets physical resistance. We do have that stun immune, which we're always looking for, so that's cool. It's going to give me a lot of openings here. I would probably throw in more special ones watching this back. I mean, I lose muscle mass after my initial ramp, so the specials really start not doing much damage. So, but yeah, it's other than being a little bit longer than I'm used to ever doing gentle fights, totally fine. So yeah, I'm going to let this play in the background. Gentle, super cool champion. He's got some sneaky utility to go with the massive damage that I hope I've done a decent job at showing you. One thing I didn't show was his rupture. So he does have a rupture when he finishes combos with a light attack. There's like one node, I think, where this is super relevant. It's node 49, I believe, in War. Which polka dot power, I believe it is. There's also like a stunning reflection, which is nice for him. Yeah, so you can keep a rupture debuff on the defender for fairly, you know, you can keep that up all the time. It's a decent length to that debuff as well. So yeah, I just didn't show it in this video. A pretty niche type utility there, but yeah, otherwise, I mean, he doesn't really rely on many debuffs. He uses Daunted to increase his own damage. At this point, no one is really punishing, you know, it's not prowess that can be removed. Yeah, so he's just super cool champ. I hope that, you know, anyone coming to this video, either already a huge Gentle fan or not, you know, like, really is walking away with a new appreciation for him. If you clicked on this video and you weren't a Gentle fan, I guess thank you a lot for the support of watching it. And thank you to some players who let me do some friendlies with them to get some content. You know, it's super difficult to get content if you're not in the CCP. So Gross Kugel, Pablito, Cosmic, and B McG I already called out. Appreciate the time that they gave to help me record some of these fights. So again, yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope maybe you like Gentle a little bit more now, or at least see what he can do. We're gonna let him finish out this Bullseye fight here. Let me know in the comments if there's anything else you'd like to see me take with Gentle. Any questions, any comments, any other videos you'd like to see. So again, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.